And at the top of this hour, we're getting some breaking news. This is regarding the Air India crash probe. Now, Boeing fuel switch safety is under lens. UK fuel switch safety check month before the crash. UK checked Dreamliner airworthiness and Air India didn't check fuel switches. Air India cited Boeing advisory, said that it's not mandatory. Mystery fuel switch flip killed the Air India 171 engines. Switch shut down 3 seconds after takeoff, and Indian aviation watchdog has now ordered safety check. Timely fuel switch check could have saved 270 lives is the question that we're asking. So Air India did not check the fuel switches despite the order by the UK Civil Aviation Authority that came just 4 weeks before this tragedy happened. And the question is that had those fuel switches been checked, could these 270 lives been saved? My colleague Amit Bhardwaj is now joining us with more details on this. Amit, did Air India ignore the order of the UK Civil Aviation Authority to check the fuel switches, which came just weeks before the tragedy?
Anjali, if we break it down for our viewers at this point in time, it was on May 15th this year that United Kingdom's civil aviation regulator issued a safety notice that was mandatory actionable for all the operators which had 5 Boeing models, including the Boeing Dreamliner, that is 787, which coincidentally was also the model for AI 171. Now, this particular notice clearly is mandated for fuel shut-off valve. So, what they have said that, they have noted 5 models of the Boeing, including 787, and they have said that daily inspection has to be done for these particular models and for Boeing Dreamliner 787. In fact, the UK's CAA very clearly mandated that if there are possibilities of changing them, replacements are required, it has to be replaced immediately. Otherwise, the inspections have to be carried out. And in case of engineers carrying out these inspection, it has to be duly noted in the log sheets. That's what has been the mandate of the UK's civil aviation regulator. Now, what is to be noted out here is that AI 171 was actually heading to United Kingdoms, and more so there was the need to implement this particular safety guideline, a safety notice for that matter, which was actionable. We are awaiting Air India's response in this particular regard as to what is their side of the story, but certainly in light of these facts there are more pertinent questions which are being raised at this point in time. More so because if you go by the AAIB report, the AAIB report very clearly mandates that, for instance, the FAA, which is the US regulator, they had issued a bulletin which was not mandatory back in 2018, which needed all operators, for various models which had the fuel cut-off switches of similar to 737 model of the Boeing. Air India had not conducted those inspections, saying that the FAA bulletin was not mandatory. But in this particular case, the UK CEA's safety notice was actionable. So we are awaiting Air India's response to this. Back to you.
All right, Amit, thank you so much for those details.